There will be no Shelly and Fraser Pryce versus Elaine Thompson clash over the 100 meters at the Jamaica National Trials. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, go in and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops, which is about once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. And finally, leave your thoughts after this sports analysis where we take a look at and break down the races. Then we look at your comments. So stay until the end. You just might hear from yourself. So, una ready? Yep. Good to go. The world's second fastest woman alive and third fastest all time over the 100 meters. The remarkable GOAT, greatest of all time, Shelly Ann Fraser Pryce, announced ahead of her meeting de Paris, which should take place today, Saturday, June the 18th in Paris, France. At the press conference, she announced that she will not be contesting the 100 meters at the Jamaica National Trials, which means the long-awaited clash that we've all been waiting for since the beginning of the 2022 season between the world's two fastest, Elaine Thompson and Shelly Ann Fraser Pryce, will not take place. At least not until the World Championship in Eugene, Oregon later this year.
Well, the good news is I'm the defending champion, so I don't have to run the 100 meter, which is good.
So that's one good thing, yeah.
Yeah, so it's good, but I'm definitely part.
To be honest, I am not particularly surprised by this statement. Shelly Ann Fraser Pryce and her team have stated publicly that they intend to run as few races as is possible, given the fact that she's now currently 35 years of age. So they are trying to preserve her legs. Also, I've stated repeatedly on this platform that I do not believe either of these women will be competing against each other until either the national trials or Eugene, Oregon. Truth is, I was more leaning towards Eugene, Oregon. The last time we saw Shelly Ann Fraser Pryce run 100 meter, it was at the Kip Kenyot Classic in Nairobi, Kenya, where she laid down a blistering and still world fastest time of 10.67. In fact, in the press conference, she promised today that she would also be delivering another blisteringly fast time. So we know that her legs, if remain fresh, have the speed. In the few outings that we have seen Shelly Ann Fraser Pryce run, she looks to be in supreme form, and her 100 meter looks to have improved in the sense that she has extended. She has a bullet start, we all know this. We all know how remarkably quick she's out of the blocks, but she seems to have improved her sustaining her top end speed towards the end of her race. That's all I'm saying. Now, of course, we are all and still anticipate seeing both the world's two fastest women, who I've repeatedly stated, I think they're the only two competitors for each other. I would like to throw in somewhere that I would still believe that Sharika, the superwoman, could surprise us over the 100 meters. I believe Sharika will be a factor in the 200 meters. But where the 100 meters is concerned, maybe Sharika, maybe Shakari, I'm not sure, but I really know that the race is really between Elaine Thompson and Shelly Ann Fraser Pryce over the women's 100 meters. And Elaine Thompson, although she says she's sustained a shoulder injury, has also been looking supreme. Here she is in her last race over the 100 meters. Thompson 10.83, which he set at Rabat, I believe established a meet record and continues her sub 11 runs so far this season. She also looks to me to be in supreme condition and is clearly holding back. Look, all I'm saying is that neither Shelley and Fraser Pryce and or Elaine Thompson are, I believe, anywhere near their peak. Many of you will disagree. Some of you are saying that she ran that time, meaning Shelley and Fraser Pryce, the 10.67, because she was at a high altitude in Nairobi, Kenya. And yes, that does impact it, but I believe that she can go way faster than 10.67. If you analyze the race in Kenya, she ran, but she had a whole lot more in the gas tank. The same thing with Elaine Thompson. However, there is some good news. Shelley and Fraser Pryce will be participating in the women's 200 meters at the Jamaican National Trials.
Yeah.
Yes, it's good, but I'm definitely participating in two because I still need to get the practice in and to try and make sure that I cement the things that I've been doing in practice. So it's good to have that competition to do so. So I'm looking forward to it. It's next week. It's the 23rd
Yes.
to next week, Thursday to Sunday. So I'm definitely looking forward to going back home after this and getting some rest and heading to the national championship.
With the experience, you know how.
So we will be able to see both ladies run over the 200 meters, but we do know that Shelley and Fraser Pryce has publicly stated that this is not her forte. The 200 meters is not her specialty. It's not a race that she particularly enjoys, and it is not her strongest. Now, she's still one of the top 5 fastest for the 200 meters. Don't get me wrong, but it's just not her thing, so to speak. It's not her big event, and I think we all really want to see them compete over the 100 meters, and we're just going to have to wait until Eugene, Oregon, unfortunately, to see that competition. Now, I have stated repeatedly that I am convinced that both women are avoiding each other. Look, there is a lot of head games when it comes to even the short sprints. Not just, I mean, I've stated publicly that the longer races and even the one lap are very strategic races, but you have to understand that there is a lot of head games that are played between the people at this level of competition, and both these women know each other. They know what will get to each other's goat, so to speak. They know how to get to each other, and it is evident that Shelley and Fraser Pryce's team do not want Elaine Thompson to have team to see where Shelley really is at, and vice versa. Elaine Thompson I believe, is supremely confident in her ability to win in Eugene, Oregon, but I still think that Shelley and Fraser Pryce is also determined to win. Athletics is not just a physical activity. There's a lot of psychological stuff that's going on. There's a whole lot of head games being played. If you can psych out your opponent in any way, throw them off, give them the wrong information statistically, you have a distinct advantage, you know. So I know that some of you may disagree with this, but I'm really convinced that there's a whole lot of head games being played here. Whole lot of head games. So it is clear to me why both women do not, because the truth is, as exciting as the 200 meter is, I think the entire world are hoping that either of these ladies will break Flojo's 34-year-old world record. And I think the excitement is truly about the clash over that 100 meters. So I am disappointed. I'm sure that many of you are going to be disappointed that she's not going to participate in the 200 meters, but strategically it's the right thing to do. If I'm a 35-year-old athlete, and I keep telling you people at 35 in sprints, it's like you're 70. It's old. But she's defying logic, because clearly she's in supreme condition, and her team are all doing the right thing by preserving her. They're doing the right thing by making these decisions. Also, I think strategically it works in Shelley and Fraser Pryce's wheelhouse, because you know, the athletes, because they know each other so well, it will be better for them to assess each other if they're in a physical race together. I also think that when they get to the World Championships, which they're both going to, strategically, World Athletics will not put them in the same heats or semis. They're not going to do that. The clash is going to be and this also makes sense just economically for Eugene, for the World Athletics, because more people will tune in, more eyeballs will tune in to see that race on the day. So, of course, this is just my 2 cents. Let me hear your thoughts. Are you disappointed? I meant to say if she's not going to participate in the 100 meters, not the 200 meters, a little earlier. All right, so let's look at your comments. Queen Edith Henry wrote, God time for this young lady. She shall win. Men has nothing to do with this one. So blessings to Shelly, and this will be a cherry on top of this 100-meter race for Shelly, and I'm adding my blessings to amen. King Sean Mason wrote, this isn't her peak. I often told persons her weakness was her ending. She would usually fade out. It's clear her team went to the drawing board and fixed that. I agree, Sean. Fast start, great top end speed, faster times. Shelly's looking dangerous this season. I agree. And finally, Queen Sephirina Allard wrote, very good, Peter. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the like bell. If you enjoy the video, leave a comment. You are kings and queens. Never forget this. Bless up!